Sagittal section, so this is going to be your cerebrum. Right on this side, you can see the corpus callosum that goes along the top here, and the fornix on the bottom. So, and then this little piece of tissue between them is the septum pellucidum. Now on this side over here, you can see the same thing. So this is the corpus callosum on top, the fornix on the bottom. Notice the septum pellucidum's missing because it's over here, but inside there's your lateral ventricle. That big space, that whole thing is the lateral ventricle, and inside any sort of brownish tissue that would be in there would be your choroid plexus. All right. So then, if you're looking at the regions, I guess let's look at here is the diencephalon. So start with the optic chiasm. Then right behind that, this whole area is going to be the diencephalon. So if you're looking at it on this side, it's here. If you're looking at it on this side, it's right here. So with the diencephalon, you've got the pineal gland with the epithalamus underneath. This circular structure. Which one?
Could you show us the pineal gland on the other?
The pineal gland's not there on this one, so there it is here, and it should be right here. In other words, there's only one pineal gland, so this one got it. This half got it, right? But if it had been cut exactly in half, you would have seen another little circle right there.
Okay.
It's right up on top of the superior colliculus. The pineal gland's always right up on top of the superior colliculus.
That's what that is, okay.
Right. So the diencephalon is this here. So there's your pineal gland. The epithalamus is below the pineal. This circular structure is the intermediate mass of the thalamus. Directly under the thalamus is the hypothalamus. And then you can see the mammillary body right here. Notice it's directly behind that optic chiasm. All right. So diencephalon, mammillary body, hypothalamus, intermediate mass of the thalamus, epithalamus, pineal gland. Okay. Then if you go back, the next region is the mesencephalon or the midbrain, two different words for the same thing. The mesencephalon or the midbrain is right here. On the ventral surface, that's your cerebral peduncle. On the dorsal surface, you have the corpora quadrigemina. The top two lobes, if you look here, are going to be the superior colliculus and the inferior colliculus. Notice the pineal's right up on top of the superior. Right? So that's the mesencephalon or the midbrain. Then the next little kind of indention here is going to be the pons. From here to here is the medulla oblongata, and behind that is the spinal cord. All right, so if you're looking at your ventricles, right, and I'm going to come up here because my septum pellucidum is missing on the side so you can see it. So once again, there's your lateral ventricle. Below the fornix, this is the third ventricle. Then the third ventricle goes down the cerebral aqueduct, this little line, into the fourth ventricle, which is here, right near the floccular nodular lobes of the cerebellum. And then from the fourth ventricle, cerebral spinal fluid flows out into the central canal of the spinal cord. Now on the cerebellum, this whole thing's the cerebellum. The lobes are the anterior lobe on top, posterior lobe in the back, the floccular nodular lobe here and here, which are attached to the medulla. I think that's it. And the arbor vitae. Oh, the arbor vitae, I forgot. That's right. So it's going to be that white matter. It looks like the branches of a tree.
Can you point out the third ventricle again?
The third ventricle is going to be right below the fornix. So here, and here's your fornix, so it's going to be right there.
Okay.
And then once again, anything in there, see that stuff right there? That's going to be choroid plexus, which is the capillary bed that produces the cerebral spinal fluid in that cavity. I think that's it. Did I forget anything?
Yeah, you did.
All right. You got it, man.